Alright, so this video is that Stars pinball machine. We just put the new power cord on. Now we're going to put the back box back on. So what you want to do, number one thing, is make sure you have your power cord already out, because the back box will be sitting on here. If you forget this, you're going to have to take it back off. And have your bolts ready and your socket set ready. This is a 9/16, so it uses a little smaller bolts than some of my other pinball machines. So test that, have that ready, because once you get the back box on, these bolts go into these 4 holes. So let's start putting it back together. Okay, so I got the back box on top, and they're pretty heavy, so it's best if you have 2 people. I never have anyone around to help. I like to take the back glass out. Makes the back box lighter, less chance to break it. Plus you can't open this with the back glass on. So one thing to be careful is when you open this, the door will swing out, the weight will shift, and this will tilt forwards. So be careful and be ready for that. So after I set the box up, I try to line up the holes visually like this. And then that way when I stick the bolt in, I know it's going to line up. So go ahead, and we got to put in these four bolts, two here and 2 here. And then we got to wire this back together. Alright, so I have it there, all the bolts tightened down. Be careful with this very last one, because you'll hit the boards, and watch out for the transistors there. So what we got to do is reach through and pull up all the wires. Alright, the first wire I brought up is the ground from the cabinet to the back box. It was held together before with this staple, which I switched it to a screw. I mean, you don't want to use a staple, because every time you take the back box off, just the screw's easier. You'll just unscrew it. So the ground is super important. So now let's bring up the rest of the cables. Alright, so we have the 2 big cables pulled out through the bottoms. So it's kind of like a puzzle, figuring out where each plug goes. Whenever I remove them, I try to label each plug L, J1. So L would be my lamp board. There's J1. So this plug goes right here. I mean, they're keyed, except for this one doesn't even have a key in it. So you can't always go by the key. So definitely smart to label them. J3. This is plug J3. And this one has the key in it. That little white plug is the key, so take your time. Make sure you have them lined up in the right spot. So we have 2 plugs to the MPU board. We have 3 plugs here to the high voltage board, and then over here the rectifier has some plugs. And let's see if I can get some better light on the rectifier here. This is one I rebuilt with bigger bridge rectifiers on there. And when I bought this, it didn't work. It was because the bridge rectifier board here, or the rectifier board, I had to rebuild that, which was a kit I got online, I think from Big Bear. Is it Big Bear Enterprise? Something like that. And they sell kits to rebuild these. So let's put the rest of the plugs in and then power up. Okay, it's time to power it on for the first time. What we're going to do, well, I double checked all my plugs, and we're going to watch the MPU board and watch the flashes. It'll flash 7 times, everything kicked on. Let's check the lights here, and 35 credits. Let's see. Alright. Check the flippers. Slingshot. Those are looking good. Pop bumper. Alright, let's see here. Alright, looks like everything is working, so we're going to put the glass on, and this is Stars by Stern.